but because I'm not good at doing my own preparation, I made Abhay do the preparation with me, essentially. So I drove him crazy. I would send him lists like, we have to work on this picture, this second thing. Also, he'd be like, "Oh, please don't send me a list. I feel sad looking at the list," which he has to do 1,000 things. He doesn't want to attend to my baby needs about rehearsal, but he did. And so I think that was the process where I started to figure out the character, started to figure out how far we could push humor, where we needed restraint, how to potentially use the blocking of the scene to tell a different story. It's one thing to turn to someone and say, "Oh, so you didn't do this thing," as opposed to, "Oh, so you didn't do this thing."
I couldn't do it.
Exactly. It's totally different. I can be as gentle with my tone, but just that one move changes everything about how you understand the moment. So sometimes, where do you do it with the tone? Where do you do it just with motion? These are the kind of things that we tried to figure out in rehearsal.
I think what Jim's, we worked very hard on was that ensuring that since we're talking about scientists, we're talking about physicists, we wanted to see these people in action more than just sitting. Because these men of action who, even if you've seen season 1, where Homi Bhabha meets Vikram Sarabhai for the first time, you can see Homi walking around the room, taking something out from some shelf, and at the same time talking about an entirely different thing, but he's busy doing something else. So I think those things don't go unnoticed, but I think that they tend to add that certain personality, or establish the personality of a physicist or a scientist or an engineer for that matter, people who are constantly doing something while also talking about something entirely different. That's something that we try to do at a lot of places. Like Homi Bhabha would be typing something else when you should read what he used to type. He used to write love letters while typing, or he used to just write some abuses for everybody who was working on the show. But he used to admonish another character while writing a love letter. So, and there was a reason behind it, because the scene in particular didn't have to be about what he was working on. So to get that thing, I think he used to do that. So we've always tried to give our characters action so that we see them working instead of just sitting and talking.
Also, if you're representing somebody who is smarter than you, which he was, much smarter than me, then you have to try to think of the people that you've met who are very intelligent and busy, and how do they kind of conduct their general life. And I think one of those things is multitasking, for example. They're able to somehow do so many things in a day. You can't believe that they managed to finish so many things in a day. I worked on 2 things and I feel exhausted, and this person did this and this and this and this and this, which is true. But Dr. Bhatt, when you think of both of their lives, Vikram and Homi, the amount of things they did is just a bit mind-boggling.
And what, 20 years? 20, 25 years, that's it?
Yeah.
That's all they took?
Yeah.
Incredible.
Mind-boggling. And so that's one of the things, is the multitasking. Also, more than that, we tried to think of
the action-packed detail. How do you approach such diverse genres as a director?
How do I approach?
Such diverse genres as a director.
I don't have an answer to, I don't know how. I mean, you have to just follow, it's instinct. I mean, a lot of it is the script, it's instinct, it's characters, what they're doing, what they're not doing, what they're supposed to do. And I don't know how to answer that question at all. Once again, I have no idea.
No, but there is this tendency to be like, oh, you were in this kind of movie, so why do you do other movies? I don't know. I mean, so this has also sounded interesting to me. Or
Yeah, I've been, this weekend we released Rocket Boys Season 2 as well as Mrs. Chatterjee vs. Norway. So one is Chalk and Cheese. And Jim is in both. So if you see him as Dr. Sarabhai and you see him as Daniel Singh Chupek, so it's really at the end of the day honestly I feel today, given post-pandemic, post-lockdown, I said when I started doing D-Day and I started doing Butler Mumbai Diaries, I said I'm never going to do Alona again. I find it just cheesy, horrible. Just imagine some Aman coming, some Farishta and all that. Kids of today will just laugh and say, what is this nonsense? But today I feel that, post-pandemic and lockdown, we need to have one Farishta kind of, Aman kind of, some inspirational, aspirational kind of. So I'm wondering what happening there.
This poster is very funny.
Yeah.
It's like the ghost of Christmas past.
Amar Pandu over here is the writer and director of the show and has also made some beautiful and heart-touching gems such as TVF's Ye Meri Kaam. It was a very beautiful.
I was a part of the team, but I played a small role in it. If people have seen the show, I was one of the bowlers. The bowler that Harshu's father hits a six on.
He was dying to be in Rocket Boys.
I wrote a role for myself, but I chose to not act because I would have overshadowed Jim. So, next time, please continue. Please tell the world of my achievements. Which I think.
Imagine a review that's like, Rocket Boys 2, not bad. One shining cameo moment.
Saves the show.
So you also worked as an associate director with Mr. Nikhil Advani in Mumbai Diaries 2611, and now you have come on to work in Rocket Boys season 1 and 2. So the question is, how do you convert a historically important event that actually took place into something that has an entertainment value? Where do you draw the line of, fiction and facts?
See, I believe that one should never let the truth come in the way of a good story. I would like to stay as truthful as much as possible because there's a certain responsibility. Because I'm telling the story of Dr. Bhava, Dr. Sarbh, and their tremendous achievement and what they've done for the country. So there's of course this immense responsibility that I have to.
I don't. We were talking about this earlier, me and Abhay. We were like, let's do a film together that's just absolute garbage. Really just so bad that everyone watching it is like, what is this? We thought that they were a good team. They're terrible, and then we can surprise them with the one after.
Wipe the slate clean. Wipe it clean.
Yeah. Next film, guys. Absolute silly garbage. But there's no real way. You just keep trying to do a good job in the next thing, and you keep trying to do a good job in the next thing. You hopefully pick enough variation of projects that people get to see different sides of you, and because I think that most of the problem that everyone has, it's an inevitable problem, it's a problem of imagination. So you see somebody do one thing, you assume that's what they can do, because you don't know them, you don't know what their capabilities are, you don't know what they are capable of. So the more you show, the more people understand your capabilities, and the more they come in order to see something potentially new, or see what you can deliver already, and that they know that you can deliver. It's one of the two.
So Nikhil sir, so you were a director.